what's up, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the very first episode of my yearly beauty favorites. So this is the series that I do every single year where we go through the best of the best for every product category. Basically, the best makeup and the best skincare that I discovered and that I was obsessed with throughout the year. And today we're going to be kicking off the series with primers. So I have limited myself again this year, same way that I did last year, and I'm only going to choose 5 for each category because otherwise it's just too confusing and it doesn't help you guys actually decide and, give you recommendations if I'm just recommending everything. So I've got my top 5 primers that I used the most, that I was obsessed with the most, and that I also discovered in 2022. So if you're interested in learning about that, then please stick around. Now, first up, I have my favorite illuminating primer, and this was actually a discovery that I made in 2022. Now, the interesting thing obviously about illuminating primers for me is that I have a very oily skin type. So it can actually be very difficult to find a formula that actually lasts on my skin, because a lot of illuminating primers, 9 times out of 10, they just cause my makeup to literally slide off my face, to melt off. They make me super shiny, super oily. Well, I discovered one last year that was just, absolutely phenomenal. Gives your skin beautiful glowy radiance, but doesn't interfere with how long your makeup lasts. And it's this one from Rare Beauty. Now, as you can see, she is very well loved. I am halfway through the bottle of this. I feel like I maybe discovered this halfway through last year. It is absolutely phenomenal. Now, the official name is just the Illuminating Primer. Nothing fancy about it. It comes in this little pump bottle. It's actually very, very pretty packaging. I quite like the packaging. Really, really nice lightweight formula that still gives the skin lots of glowy radiance, lots of illuminating shine. You can wear this one on the skin with and without makeup, and it just sits so beautifully underneath foundation. So like I said, doesn't cause my makeup to slip off, doesn't cause my makeup to transfer off. It gives this really pretty glowy, fresh look, but without the oiliness. I absolutely love it. Hands down, my favorite illuminating primer for the entire year. Okay, next up, my most loved and most used mattifying primer. Now, this goes without saying because I obviously wouldn't make a product that I wasn't 10 out of 10 obsessed with. Last year, we actually launched our Nikkia Joy Cosmetics matte-based primer, and this for me is the one thing that works wonders on my skin. So this is a mattifying and a pore smoothing primer, and it's actually an activating formula. So if you've never used it, or you have used it, or maybe you're a little bit confused about how to use it, this one actually activates on the skin. You will notice when you apply it that it does dry down, and that's because of the kaolin clay in this, and that's why it works so well, and that's why it controls shine so well. I am obviously completely obsessed with this formula. I worked on it for 3 years to get it absolutely perfect. It's also loaded with skincare ingredients. We've got chamomile in there, vitamin E, we've got coconut extract, things in there that'll really deeply hydrate the skin whilst at the same time mattifying the skin. And I think a little thing that people might find confusing with this one is that they think that it's only for those of you with oily skin types. This one we formulated for all skin types, so it does hydrate and it does control shine. For me, this one keeps me pretty much perfect, shine free, doesn't give me breakouts, doesn't irritate my skin. It'll give me about 16 hours of wear, and I absolutely love this one on my skin on no makeup days when I just want to look really perfected, when I want my pores to look really minimized, and I want to stay looking shine free. I mean, you can't expect me to bring out my own primer and not have it in my top favorites. Like, that's why I made it, because it is, according to me and my opinion and my taste and everything that I want in makeup, the best of the best. So yeah, this is easily my favorite mattifying primer for the year. Now, moving into something that's completely the opposite to mattifying, an oil primer. And I bet you didn't think me as an oily gal would be including an oil primer in my lineup, but this is honestly so good. So this is from Gwen Stefani's makeup brand, actually. The brand, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Give, even though it's spelled Gxve. It's kind of confusing. And this is her all-time prime multi-use prep and smooth face oil. This is a beautiful dry face oil. It is incredible on the skin. It gives the skin this really pretty dewy finish, but again, doesn't cause your makeup to melt off. Normally, oil primers, I'm like, stay away, because I just feel like when you put an oil primer on your skin first, and then you go in with your foundation and your concealer and you set it all down and your setting spray and you're like, yes, I'm ready to take on the world. You literally bump your nose. foundation slides right off and it drives me nuts. It's the same with really heavy silicone-based like pore minimizing primers, but there's something like whatever they've done with this formula, it just works so well. It's a dry oil, so once you've sort of applied it, and I really like to pat it into the skin, and it somehow absorbs and it leaves this really pretty glowy finish, this really pretty hydration, but without being heavy, without being oily, and without leaving the skin slimy. Like as far as oil primers go, she's the best. She's the best of the best. She's the best of the year. I really, really like this. All right, next up, my favorite drugstore primer. And this is another one that I actually discovered throughout the year as well. And I just love it. I keep using it. I keep reaching for it. This is actually the second bottle of it now that I've purchased. And it is from NYX. It is the NYX Plump Right Back. This is actually a plumping serum and primer. So it's a really, really beautifully hydrating formula that's still really, really lightweight on the skin. It definitely gives your skin this amazing plumpness. Like I feel like when I put this on my face, I just look youthful, I look glowy, I look healthy. Like I feel like it plumps everything up. It makes me look really, really hydrated, but it also helps extend the wear of my makeup. Like it preps the skin in just a beautiful way that's not shiny, that's not greasy, that doesn't leave like this really awful residue. It's awesome. It's honestly awesome. The packaging is also really nice. I love primers that have a little pump. It just makes it really easy to use, absorbs beautifully into the skin, and will give you the hydration without making your skin shiny. She's a moment. I love her. NYX have done an awesome job on this. And then last but not least, my favorite pore smoothing primer. Now this was a tricky one because there are obviously lots out there. However, like I've already explained in this video, am very fussy about pore smoothing primers because I don't want them to interfere with how long my makeup lasts. It's hard enough already to keep your makeup looking perfect for, 12, 14, 16 hours. I don't want anything that's gonna mess with that. So for me, and she is expensive and I'm sorry, but she's what she is, the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is a putty primer. This one has been around for a really, really long time and it just smooths the pores so incredibly well. Now, SheGlam do have an amazing dupe for this. ELF also have a really amazing dupe for this. Those are both great and I highly recommend you trying them first to see how they go on your skin, to see how your skin reacts. But if you are really wanting the absolute best results as far as pore smoothing and like creating like a real filtered look on the skin, it's got to be the Tatcha one. I'm apologizing to my bank account. I'm apologizing to your bank account. I know it's so expensive, but it really is beautiful. It's also loaded with skincare ingredients. It's a really lightweight, feathery feel. And the putty, it just sort of like, as you work it into the warmth of your skin, it just, I don't know, it melts and it erases all of your pores. It's honestly beautiful. I love this. If you want to get rid of your pores, she's my top pick. But there you have it, guys. My top 5 best of the best primers for the entire year. Our next installment of the series will be foundations, which I feel like everyone's going to be really excited about. But please let me know in the comments, what was your favorite primer for the year? Not only does it help me because it might be something that I've not tried that I obviously need to, but it also helps other people looking for recommendations. And it helps too if you pop your skin type along with your comment because it just gives us more information to work with. But I feel like there were some surprising choices in today's video. I feel like some of you might actually be surprised potentially to see some of these in there. Any questions at all about any of the formulas, please be sure to let me know. But I love you guys heaps. So excited that it's our first yearly favorites video and I will catch you in my next one.